and Manny Pacquiao beats me, and he's the next champion. It felt a little. I felt humiliated.
My favorite is De La Hoya, because De La Hoya is my inspiration in boxing, when I start boxing.
Quadra?
Can he do it? Absolutely.
That's a Mexican brand. Oscar needs.
He's a legend, you know.
Some nice ones, thank you.
He's a legend. I think he can do it.
It all kicked off the way most rumors do, quietly and without warning. No big press release, no flashy reveal. Just a few short words floating around TikTok, Twitter, and boxing message boards. Oscar de la Hoya is training with Manny Pacquiao. No video proof. No official confirmation. Still, that didn't stop fans from going into a frenzy. Some cracked jokes, others called it nonsense, but a few believed it might actually be true. Let's clear things up. Oscar de la Hoya hasn't officially joined Pacquiao's camp. He's not working his corner or planning fight strategies. This rumor didn't blow up because it was confirmed. It caught fire because fans wanted it to be true. Just hearing Pacquiao and De La Hoya mentioned together again was enough to grab everyone's attention. This wasn't just another attention-grabbing headline. It hit a nerve. It brought up old memories and made people wonder about what's next. Even years after retirement, legends still cast long shadows. So, what's really going on here? Let's look at the facts. It all started with one random line floating around social media. Oscar de la Hoya is training with Manny Pacquiao. Within no time, fans weren't asking if it was true, they were arguing about why it made sense. 4. Here's what's actually happening. Oscar isn't part of Manny's camp. He's not working the mitts, not offering ringside advice, and not building game plans. But the rumor caught fire anyway. Why? Because both men are back in the spotlight. Oscar's been hitting the gym again. Manny's getting ready to fight Mario Barrios. And just that little bit of activity from both was enough to set the internet buzzing. 5. Then came the clickbait headlines and things really took off. Fans began sharing old clips of Oscar training, reposting Manny's pad sessions, and suddenly the whole thing exploded. People started claiming Oscar's in great shape, that maybe he visited Manny's gym, maybe they discussed strategy. But let's be real, Oscar's not coaching anyone right now. What we're seeing is the internet doing what it does best, taking two famous names and building a story out of it. But still, why did so many people buy into it, even for a moment? Because on an emotional level, it just felt right. The idea of an old rival helping the man who once beat him, that's the kind of story fans love. And even if it's not true, it says something real. Oscar and Manny still matter in the sport. And to understand why this rumor hit so hard, you've got to go back to December 6, 2008, MGM Grand, Las Vegas. The night of the so-called dream match, Oscar de la Hoya, the golden boy, taking on a fast, determined southpaw from the Philippines.
Since capturing Olympic gold, his professional record stands at 44 fights. 39 victories, including...
Most people expected a close fight. Some thought Oscar would dominate. After all, he had the size, the reach, and the experience. But by round 3, it was obvious this wasn't just another fight. Pacquiao wasn't just faster, he was ruthless, focused, and relentless. He cut off the ring, landed clean shots, and wore Oscar down. By round 8, Oscar was done. He stopped fighting back. His corner waved it off. That night, Manny Pacquiao didn't just win. He forced Oscar to hang up the gloves.
It took a very tough beating to get me out of the sport.
Like Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao. I mean, he beat the hell out of me. Manny Pacquiao would be right in front of me. He would, after hitting me 15 times, and then I would be ready to hit him, and he would be wide open, and I couldn't pull the trigger.
That fight wasn't just a win. It changed everything. Oscar walked away from the sport. Manny became a global icon. And the twist? The man Oscar once promoted, ended up surpassing him in every way. That's why this rumor had such power. Hearing Oscar might be training Manny didn't just stir up gossip, it stirred up emotions. It felt like closure, like mutual respect. The idea that the man once defeated could now be an ally, it struck. No one expected these two to ever be on the same team. But here we are, 16 years later, and people are imagining Oscar helping the guy who ended his career. That's not just gossip, it's history coming full circle. That's why fans went crazy. They remember that fight like it just happened. And now, they wonder, what if, instead of fighting each other, they worked together? If this involved anyone else, it would have fizzled fast. But Oscar isn't just any former fighter. He's a major name in boxing, not just in the ring, but behind the scenes too. As the founder of Golden Boy Promotions, Oscar helps shape the sport. He's launched champions, booked massive events, and occasionally teased his own comeback. Over the past few years, he's talked about returning, posted sparring clips, and shared serious opinions on big fights. And when it comes to Pacquiao, he's had nothing but praise, calling him one of the all-time greats more than once. That's part of why this rumor spread like wildfire. Because when Oscar talks about Manny, it's not bitterness, it's deep respect. Tactical respect. Legacy-level respect. So, when fans saw both names popping up at the same time, Manny in training mode, Oscar back in the gym, it didn't feel far-fetched. Maybe they had a conversation. Maybe they're working together quietly. Or maybe Oscar's just lending support.
Please, Manny, tell me the truth. Why? That's it. That's it. Why? Why are you coming back? And the warrior that Manny is, he's gonna be like, because I love to fight and I want to fight the best, and I've been watching boring fights and I want to come back and give a show against Barrios, who's a world champion.
And honestly, the timing made everything feel legit. Manny's training again. Oscar's active again. Two boxing icons making moves. And let's face it, if you're a young fighter looking to level up, you jump at the chance to learn from either one. So, when people imagined Oscar walking into Manny's gym, even just once, it didn't sound ridiculous, it sounded smart. 12. In boxing, real respect between legends doesn't fade, it just evolves. Not long ago, Oscar de la Hoya sat down for an interview and was asked about his 2008 loss to Manny Pacquiao. He didn't dodge the question. He didn't blame anyone. Instead, he did what a real veteran does, he told it like it is. Before stepping into the ring with Manny Pacquiao, Oscar had this to say.
There, good right hand from De La Hoya. 10 seconds left. De La Hoya hears it, hears the crowd, acknowledges it. Sugar comes in for more, gets the left hand again. De La Hoya might have...
Oscar talked about how Manny's punches didn't feel like knockout shots. They didn't come with one big blast, it was more like they wore you down. He said it felt like getting cut again and again, not smashed all at once. And that's the truth. Manny didn't beat him with one huge hit. He never knocked Oscar down or out cold. Instead, he broke him down bit by bit, coming in fast from different angles, throwing non-stop punches. Oscar...
Now Barrios back to the body and then connects on the left cross. Stuns Ugas and a huge left hook. Caught Ugas.
That's what makes Manny's style so different. He doesn't just hit hard. He drowns you in movement. He lands clean with perfect timing, not just power.
And if you can't adjust by the third round,
if you haven't figured him out by round 3,
survive to see the 8.
Chance
You want to tighten your fists? Is that kind of how you do it? Right. What you do is, at impact, when you're going to get ready to throw that punch, in your mind you're thinking, I'm going to throw it, I'm going to throw it. When it's halfway here, you close it. The reason why we keep it open is because the punch, when it's relaxed, it comes much faster. If you're so tense, and you want to throw it so strong, the punch, you can see it in your face. First of all, your opponent can see it in your face, and the punch comes harder, but slower.
That's why fans like the thought of Oscar helping train Manny. Oscar didn't just take those punches, he survived them. He knows the rhythm. And if anyone could break it down, tighten it up, or teach it slower to someone else, it's the guy who once froze up in front of it. Oscar never talked down Pacquiao's power, he studied it. In boxing, that kind of deep understanding means real respect. Now imagine for a moment the rumor was real. Oscar steps into Manny's camp, tapes up his hands, and trains him, not as a rival, but as a coach. What would he bring to the table? For starters, timing. Oscar wasn't only a power puncher, he was smart in the ring. He had a sharp jab, clever body shots, and solid footwork. While Manny brought chaos and speed, Oscar was all about control and clean technique.
Stepping in to coach and mentor behind the scenes.